Greetings and salutations to you all. Once again, it is me, the Ravenous Spectre. And as we all know, Castlevania on Netflix came out today. And I'm going to give my thoughts on this. I had just finished it. And I have pros and cons dealing with it as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to go over a few little spoilers at the end. It's not going to be during the beginning here because, you know, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody for those who haven't seen it yet. One thing in particular that kind of disappoints me a bit is the fact that it's only 4 episodes long. 4 episodes long, and they're like 20, I think anywhere between 23 to 25 minutes apiece. It would have been, I think it would have been better if they were an hour long, you know, because then I probably could have dealt with the fact that it was only 4 episodes long. You know, I mean, I can understand the fact that, okay, this is a new series that's coming out. We really don't know where it's going to go. But then again, there's been series that have came out on Netflix that have been brand new. They have been like 10 episodes long. Actually, long episodes that have been longer than that, like what, maybe 12 episodes or, you know, 14, 15 episodes, whatever, man. And we've had new series that have come out to Netflix, and that's what they've been. But this is honestly the shortest series that I've ever seen with just 4 episodes. And they're only like 20-some minutes apiece, you know, so I was just like, what the heck? You know, it's basically like just watching a movie, you know, for the most part. But you just have those cuts in, those cuts in between there dealing with the episodes. But to really kind of top it all off, I didn't hate this series, you know, the first season. I didn't hate it or nothing like that. I did like it, but I guess I was expecting more out of it, honestly. The animation was great. I thought the animation was top-notch. On a level between tame and get the fuck up in terms of like the gore and the violence, get the fuck up is exactly what this first season is about, like in terms of violence. Of course, it's rated TVMA, you know, which I think makes sense, which I'm glad they went with. I'm glad it wasn't like TV-14 or something like that, or TV-PG. Oh my God, there's no way that you can make something like this be TV-PG. So thankfully it was TVMA, so they just, you know, went all out with it. There wasn't any nudity or anything like that in it. It was just violence and language. But honestly, from what I've seen, I did like it. I'm really anticipating the second season. I hope they make a second season. They have to make a second season. This is one reason I'm making this video. I don't know how many people this video will actually reach, you know, but I want people to go see this. You know, if you're a Castlevania fan, go see it. If you don't know about Castlevania, go see it. If you like anime, go see it. If you're looking to get into the Castlevania game series, watch this. You know, it's only going to be like, you know, I think maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. It's not going to take you like a whole day's worth of watching or like a whole weekend's worth of watching. It's only 4 episodes, you know, and that was kind of one of the things that kind of got to me. I'm just like, holy freaking crap. And like the way, and no spoilers here, but the way that the first season ended just made me go, damn it, the first season should have been longer. You know, that's the way that it had got to me. I'm just like, shit. You know, so we don't know when the second season is going to be coming out. We don't know when there's going to be an announcement of it, but I really do hope that they announce it soon. I really do hope that there's something that comes out of dealing with the second season. And I know, you know, I'm not saying that I wanted a lot more episodes in terms of just dealing filler, because let's face it, there's animes out there that have filler out the ass, and I freaking hate filler. I hate filler. You know, and even though this thing was only 4 episodes, there wasn't any filler or anything like that in there. It just went from, you know, one plot point to the next, so on and so forth. But the thing that really, I mean, I had been anticipating this for a while. It really excited me, and I was like, yes, we're finally getting like a real video game based TV show, even though it's on Netflix. And some people were thinking, I guess like it had been announced beforehand, and some people were thinking, oh my God, is it going to be live action, or is it going to be animated, or what the case may be? And if it was live action, it would have been interesting to see it as being live action. But to be honest, if you kind of put it along the level of it being live action and anime, they could have gotten away with a lot more dealing with it being anime. And surely enough, they have. You know, with live action, would have to. We probably might not even have been seeing the first season if it was live action, because a whole lot of work would have to go into that, dealing with live actors and whatnot. But with anime, there's no holds barred. Anything can happen. So I'm glad that they went the anime route. The animation is gorgeous. It's top notch. I really like it. The action in it is good. I honestly, the way that the series had gone, I keep saying series because I'm hoping it's going to be a series. It should be a series. The first season, I should say, it went was just rather. I guess I expected it to go a different route, but it didn't. And I was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then it got to the final episode, and I'm like, okay, I want more. I would have expected there to be at least 10 episodes. And I know I mentioned that before. At the very least, if there was more, then so be it. But yeah, it was definitely something to behold. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to mention before I actually get into some spoiler territory here, which I'll give a warning before I do that, because I don't want to just jump into something and people are like, oh my gosh, you spoiled something for me and I hate you forever. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My whole stance on it. I really do wish I could have had more thoughts on it, considering the fact that it was only 4 episodes long, and there really isn't too much to really say about it except for my thoughts and feelings, and looking forward to the next season, so on and so forth. Without really getting into spoiler territory. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I can really say about that. But now we're going to go ahead and get into some spoiler territory here. So I'm just giving you the warning now. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, and it's spoiler time. So, Trevor Belmont. He when I first saw how he was and how he was acting, it kind of, yeah, I didn't really like him too much. I was kind of expecting him to be more of a badass, which he actually showed himself to be in the middle and near the end of this season. I started to like him more that way, because I thought he was just going to be some goofy, dopey, stupid guy that was just going to go and fight Dracula or something. Because that's kind of like the feeling that I got when I first saw him in the beginning, and how he was acting and how he was being and all of that. But I gradually warmed up to him as time went on. Obviously, we know this has to deal with Dracula and him wanting to get revenge on everyone for basically murdering his wife, stating that she was a witch. The church had burned her at the stake, and he had stated that he was going to give everyone a year's time to, I guess, make peace with God, and then he was going to come back and destroy everybody, raise up his armies and all of that. And so it goes on from there, and then it comes time for us dealing with Trevor coming into the scene. And what's really cool is there's the person who's the voice actor for Trevor, and the person who's the voice actor for Dracula are actually 2 actors that were from the Hobbit trilogy. You got the guy who plays Thorin, which is I think his name is Richard Armitage or something like that. He plays as Trevor, and you got another guy who plays as Dwalin. His last name is McTavish. I forgot what his first name was. But anyways, yeah, that was really interesting. I was like, here it is. You got these actors. You got these actors here that were like buddy and basically brothers in a film in the Hobbit trilogy. And here it is now. It's like they're against each other, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of funny when I noticed who the actors were and whatnot. But anyways, it goes along with Trevor being the one who had with his family was taking out vampires and so on and so forth, and they had been excommunicated from the church and whatnot, and Trevor ends up coming across these other people who was like, they're basically magicians. And I'm not trying to go through the whole shebang here or whatever. You just have to see it for yourself. If you want to hear spoilers, then that's why you're here. If you don't, then I don't know why you're here. But if you have seen it or haven't seen it, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, the whole deal. But the thing that really got to me was the fact that at the end of the season was a cliffhanger. And I was like, oh gosh, no, not a cliffhanger. I mean, I can understand if they were going to obviously be going into another season. That makes sense. But I was hoping that there was going to be some type of gratifying conclusion when it came to only 4 episodes. And I was just like, oh, crap. I was like, no, it's a cliffhanger, and it's just got me wanting more. And that's another reason why I was saying, damn it, I wish they had more freaking episodes. But yeah, it basically deals with the fact that we end up meeting Alucard in the end. Alucard has a battle with Trevor, and Alucard ends up mentioning, he's like, it's been said that there's going to be a magician and a hunter that's going to come aid me, and we're going to go take on Dracula. My mother would have wanted it that way, and so on and so forth. And one of the things that kind of really got to me is the fact that I was thinking that this first season was really going to take place within Dracula's castle. I knew it was like going to be, okay, it's going to be, maybe it'll start in the village or something, kind of like it was in some of the games. It was going to start, excuse me, it was going to start there, and then it would have went into the Dracula's castle. I was expecting that there was going to be more emphasis on that, of him. Basically, it was almost like it was going to be the anime version of the game, and I think this is supposed to deal with Simon's quest, not Simon's quest. This is Trevor. I think it was like Castlevania 2 or 3, maybe it was 3. I don't know. It was supposed to be dealing with one of the games or something like that, kind of based off of that. And I was like, gosh, I really would have loved if it would have probably have taken place more in the castle area, because of the fact that it would have been really interesting to see some of these iconic enemies that we've had to face in the past be right there in your face in anime form, taking on Trevor, and Trevor be throwing axes and holy crosses and holy water in his whip, because his whip had been consecrated, so anytime he ends up hitting enemies, they end up exploding, which that shows it in the anime. And I was just kind of sitting there. I was like, okay, I know we only got 4 episodes, but is it going to move beyond that? Is it going to get more into that? But eventually it didn't. It kind of just dealt with the fact of him being in a village, and there's like this corrupted Pope-looking religious guy, and I guess they were like, they're corrupted, and they wanted to end up using the villagers as like cannon fodder for them to be able to take on the darkness, the armies from hell, as it would be called, Dracula's armies. And Trevor had went there and basically ended up calling them out, and he ended up taking them on as well. And of course the Pope-looking guy or whatever it was, who seemed like he was just, I thought he was going to be like a real main enemy kind of guy. Like maybe he was going to end up being the Grim Reaper, being Death or something like that, like in the game series. I thought maybe he was going to have some type of a flow with that. But he, of course, obviously he ended up dying. But I was just sitting there. I was like, man, I wish there was like some more action to this, because there was some action to it, but it wasn't enough to the point to where it seemed like, man, okay, I can understand building story, and I understand there's going to be drama in it, but I would really love there to be more action and stuff like that going on. And it kind of disappointed a little bit in that realm. But overall, I think it was a good start to the series. I really do hope that there's going to be more in the future, hopefully dealing with Dracula's castle, hopefully dealing with more characters, dealing with things like that. Like I said, I'm not hating on it. I do like it. I just wish it was longer and had more emphasis on some things. But for a first go, yeah, it was good for what it was, for sure. Excuse me. The thing is, though, is I was hoping that there was going to be some more enemy designs in this. There was only like the usual gargoyle kind of enemy that was like the main thing that we saw. That was the main thing that we were seeing throughout the whole thing. And then there was like one other enemy, and I was like, gosh, man, I thought we were going to have a little bit more variety, you know, because of the fact that there's such a large variety of enemies in the Castlevania series. I thought we would have seen more of that. I thought we would have seen more of those. And surely enough, that wasn't the case. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much my whole thoughts on it. That's my thoughts, and that's the spoilers. And another thing that I can say, man, is some of the imagery in this is actually shocking. And like I said, that was a reason for it being TVMA, because it is bloody at times. And you know, you see villagers getting sliced in half and torn apart, and you see a dead kid, and then you end up seeing like an infant baby being carried inside of one of those flying demon gargoyles' mouths as Simon, as Trevor is moving along, and Trevor Belmont's moving along, and he's walking through one of the city or village-scapes or cityscapes or whatever, and he's seeing these bodies being thrown over into a ditch or like off a bridge into like this empty river thingy chasm area, whatever. And it's just like it's crazy to me, because it's like he didn't really it's like he didn't really care or something when he was walking through and seeing this stuff. And I kind of got that vibe. But then it's like near the end, he's like, oh, well, I want to be here, and I want to be able to fight off evil, and I want to be able to help humankind and all this stuff. And I'm like, dang, man. I was like, when he first showed up here, it's like he didn't really care. I guess maybe he must have been so used to it, or especially with the way that his family had been so used to it, that he had grown up with it, knew about it and all that, and it didn't really make too much of a headway with him, even though he felt like he wanted to intervene. But yeah, it's just like when he started out, he was just in a bar, and he was getting drunk, and he got in a bar fight, and then and I'm just like, is he going to be like some goofy, just dumbass? You know, I'm like, please don't let that happen, please. So hopefully that won't be the case in the future, because it seems like now he's like more of a badass. Yeah, he does have a bit of witty one-liners to him, which is okay and fine with me. But hopefully now he'll be more of a badass, real, you know, hunter, whip cracking character in the series. Which I hope that there's going to be like a lot of seasons of this. I really do hope that it catches on with people, and because it's definitely worth a watch, especially knowing it's only 4 episodes. I know I've emphasized that a lot, but anyways, it's just the fact of the matter. But anyways, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And if you guys happen to have any thoughts on it, leave some comments below, and we'll have a little chat about it. But anyways, I'll go ahead and end this like I always do. Later, taters.